Before we begin, if we're even beginning at all, it might be useful just to talk about what tends to happen when people like you start noticing more about what they already do naturally. And that's all this really is. Not an intervention, just an observation. Have you ever had the moment when someone said something you already believed and it felt so obvious, so natural, it just clicked? Like when you instinctively mirror someone's tone and they lean in. Or when you just know what to say to make someone feel at ease. Or how you shift perspectives without even trying, because you already live by the idea that problems contain their own solutions. So this isn't new. It's just giving shape to what is already alive in you. You've already done this, haven't you? Of course you have. That ability to listen between the lines, to sense mood, to offer the right energy at the right time. It's not something you learn. It's something you remember you've always had. When you frame that realization the right way, change stops being effort and starts being inevitable. Which brings us to something fascinating. This isn't persuasion. This is alignment. Because what happens when we preframe isn't manipulation. It's just preparing the ground so the seed knows it's safe to grow. And if I were to say something like, you'll probably start to notice new levels of clarity emerging without even trying. Well, that's not a suggestion, that's a description of what already happens when your subconscious recognizes its own truth. And that's the thing, you've always been doing this, reframing moments of tension into meaning, turning failure into feedback, feeling the pull of curiosity when others get stuck in fear. So the question isn't, can you do this? The question is, what happens when you realize you've already done it for years? It's like remembering how to ride a bike that you forgot you ever rode. Muscle memory, but for beliefs. You already shift emotional states with your breath and posture, influence people without noticing because your presence carries certainty. Disarm objections by just listening without needing to win. That you recall all these moments now, your mind might begin to wonder, what else have I already mastered without even giving myself credit? Let's pretend for a moment. This is all just an explanation of what could happen. Like, here's how people often begin to embody a new identity, almost by accident. Here's what typically unfolds when you start letting go of who you're not. Here's why reframing isn't a trick. It's what empowered people already do naturally. See, that's not me saying anything should happen. That's me describing what people like you tend to notice once they stop looking for permission and start living from certainty. And maybe you've noticed this doesn't feel like something installing something. It feels like something being uncovered, like a curtain slowly being drawn back, like a realization dawning that was always just on the edge of knowing. So let's suppose, purely hypothetically, the belief systems aren't constructed, they're remembered. Suppose you already believed you're enough, your presence is powerful, people respond to your energy, your certainty, your rhythm. Action creates clarity, curiosity opens doors. Suppose all of that were already true, and this conversation is just a friendly reminder, an echo, a nudge. And maybe now your unconscious mind is starting to stitch it all together. I do this already. This is who I am. This is how I operate. And it happens so subtly. You may not even notice when the shift fully lands. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. Maybe you'll wake up and feel lighter, sharper, stronger. Like something finally clicked. Because that's what happens when a preframe is elegant, when installation looks like explanation, when influence feels like a conversation that you didn't even know changed everything. So don't try to get it. Just let it be here. Let it sink in like a song that you hum without realizing where you learned it. Because you're not learning, you're remembering. And now your identity, your operating system, it's evolving exactly as expected.